Okay, now we recording. So, you want to tell the people who you are?
No, I'm anonymous.
That's a.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty, aka Gabby.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And where do you come from?
Planet Earth. I'm an Earthling.
What side of the earth?
I'm from Texas.
Okay, okay.
I'm from Texas, born and raised.
Is your family originally from Texas or like?
So my parents are originally from Mexico. Um, my mom moved out here when she was 2, and everybody's kind of been Americanized except my dad. He's still in Mexico.
How much contact you still got with your family?
I only speak to my grandmother.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, how was your childhood? Like, we can get into school, but like, just how was being a kid like that you can remember?
We're going to like the nitty gritty type shit.
Nah, 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 nah. We start off with calling
Okay,
from.
okay. I had a really good childhood. Um, the typical playing outside, rough housing with my cousins.
What was your
I'm like,
best sandbox like memory?
oh my gosh. Okay, so me and my best friend, shout out to her. Her name's Alicia from back home. Um, we would dig like deep ass holes in the sandbox, and we ended up finding a fucking bird. Like, I guess it died, and they buried it, and we ended up finding that bitch. It was kind of gross.
Okay, well, I was more talking about like a really cool, fun, happy experience.
Um, I don't really have those. I was the only girl and with 6 boys. So
What, like your siblings?
no, like I have 2 siblings. I have an older brother and a younger brother. But like I had all I'm all guy cousins. Like my first girl cousin didn't come until I was 7.
Okay, that's a fact. So, how were you in school?
I was a social butterfly. I moved a lot. So I was the new girl a lot, which I did not like. But people gravitated towards me. I was an interpreter a lot of the times where I went because I am Mexican, so that was annoying. But like school, I loved school. I It was a fashion show for me, to be honest.
All right, what are some good memories you could tell us about?
From school,
Yeah, like it could be middle school. Like just this is just going from the beginning to.
middle school, the best memory I have from middle school, our food fight was epic. Um, One of the girls that fucking hated my guts actually got like a third-degree burn. Like to this day, the bitch still has it. Mashed potatoes landed on her chest and
What
she
the
got
fuck
burned.
did they cook that with?
I don't fucking know. But our food fight, literally we were like on lockdown for like a month after that. Um, Another memory from middle school, it really isn't a good memory, but it's like the most memorable. I will never forget it. That was like my first ever physical fight that I've ever witnessed. And it like happened at my feet. I don't want to say the name. Well, I guess I can. It was a dude named Jesse. I won't say his last name, and a guy named Lewis. And blood was everywhere. Like blood was all over my shoes. Like they were literally at my feet, just getting it.
And they're just fighting, like
Just
no
fucking
weapons.
fighting. Nah, 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 nah. We were in middle school. What the fuck?
I'm just saying for that much blood to be around is crazy.
Just physical, just hands.
It was so not like a bad because I ask people this and they take it to bad memories. What's like an embarrassing story, like you know?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I was 5'6", one of them. No, my cousin Shelby was already born, so I had to be like 7, maybe a little older, because Shelby was walking already. I was a little older than that. I must have been like 4th or 5th grade, not gonna lie. So again, we moved around a lot. So at the time, we were living in Tennessee, and there's a little island, and it's called a Mud Island that you take like the ferry and you can like go to it or whatever. So we rode the ferry. It was me, my brother, my uncle Jerry, my aunt Monica, and then their daughter Shelby or whatever. And they took us to Mud Island for 4th of July. And you know how like I don't know if you've ever been to like the little places where like they have like the little river. It's like a little river walk, but like it literally is so shallow it only goes up to like your ankles. So I was in that shit, and it's like a tourist attraction or whatever, not terrorist, but a tourist attraction. So it's like hella people, and I'm having fun. So I'm literally walking and I'm like, bro, I need to use the bathroom. But I did not want to tell my uncle and my aunt because like the bathroom's far as fuck away. Nigga, I'm not gonna make it no fucking way anyway. So I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom. I don't say nothing. My uncle Jerry's walking ahead. My older brother's walking in the little river, walking in front of me, and it's just like a little trail. And my aunt Monica's walking behind me. And at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna use it. So I took a shit and so luckily for me, it wasn't like a liquidy shit, it was like a rock. So my aunt Monica's like, Gabby, did you just shit on yourself? Me, I'm like, no. Bro, yeah, I did. So of course we go to the bathroom. I'm having a free ball the rest of the fucking time there. That's the most embarrassing thing. To this day, my Uncle Jerry and my Aunt Monica still talk about that shit to
Never
this
let it
fucking
go.
day.
They gonna
Never
never,
let it go. And
never.
I'm now 31, okay?
Alright, so you mentioned something. So you said
Mhm.
Kansas. So what states, if you're comfortable saying, have you been to, and what's your favorite that you've been to so far?
Who the fuck said Kansas?
You said, oh, Kentucky. Well, you said something with
I
it.
said Tennessee.
Yeah, that same thing.
Okay, so moving around, we have moved to Iowa, we moved to Indiana, we moved to Wyoming. I've moved to
And was
obviously
this for,
Tennessee.
because a lot of people move a lot for like military families, or
Oof, no, my mom was chasing a fucking man,
that's a fact.
sadly. So we moved around. It was, it wasn't just any man, it was my little brother's dad. So I guess, she was in love, whatever. Um, so when we moved to Tennessee, we were kind of stationary there. And then from Tennessee, when she finally loved him, we moved back to Texas and we resided in Fort Worth.
Oh damn, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
How was that?
Um, one
M-
of her friends, her best friend, her like
Murder Worth.
Murder Worth. That's crazy that you know about that. But yeah, Fort Worth is where we moved to. I was in like 3rd grade and then stayed out there for like the remaining years, I guess.
So what's your favorite place you've been to? Like, where do you consider like home?
Well, I'm always gonna consider West Texas home. Like that's where I was born. So um forever that place is always gonna be in my heart, no matter how small it is. You
So
know, and
high school, did was that a thing?
yeah, I graduated. It was a thing. I
College.
graduated early.
Okay, college. What?
No college. Um I kind of wanted to take a year off and figure out what I wanted. I really didn't want to like go into debt and be like 2 years into it and be like, hey, yeah, this isn't for me. I don't know what I want to do and then just quit. So I didn't go. I gave myself a year. I now looking back, I wish I hadn't done that. Um, because it prolonged my career. Going into college, even whenever I was thinking about it, I wanted to be a radiology tech. And then that completely changed to wanting to be
Hold
a
on, for
homicide
the people who don't know what that is, a radiology tech is.
X-rays. I more specifically wanted to do like the sonograms and like the bellies and stuff.
Okay.
Pregnant with the babies. So yeah. And then it changed and wanted to be like a homicide detective. But I also didn't want to be a pig for forever.
That word. Um, but what
Sorry.
made you wanna, you know, be?
Be like a homicide detective.
Yeah. All right. What intrigued you to be both?
Um, the tech, it was really more so like the money. Um, I love kids, so like seeing a woman in her first stages of like becoming a mom and like just the joy that you have and you experience in that room alone. It's a lot of emotions. So like to be a part of that is something that I was like, ooh, like that's beautiful. Um, and then the money that came along with it too, that was always a plus.
And then
But
the homicide detective.
I've always been kind of like low key in FBI. Um, and then the
As
way my
all women
brain,
are.
some are better than others, but the way my brain operates and puts things together, um, I'm sure I can solve a lot of cold cases.
And these were your goals and things growing up. Like, what do you want to do now? Like, what are your goals now?
I'm actually a licensed esthetician. I'm a licensed dental assistant.
Ooh, okay. You're not gonna just gonna go by that first one. Like, you didn't just. What is that?
So a licensed esthetician is skincare. I am the go-to person. Like if you want a facial, no pun. Can we not be graphic with that one? Um, Facials, pop pimples, all that good stuff. If you deal with acne, I can do bactuals as well.
Wait. So is
Um,
that different than like the derm or?
a dermatologist. So a dermatologist it's kind of like the dentist versus like the dental assistant. The esthetician kind of just does like the basics. The dermatologists have more knowledge on like skin tags and what kind of molds look cancerous or if they're benign. So they're more in depth than just the esthetician.
Okay. Okay. And so, what are a few things that you can say about yourself? Because we go into not so good things and then we get into good things. So you can get into what molded you and what made you you.
Um, so I grew up in a pretty well-rounded family, I would like to say. My grandma kind of has always been like the glue to hold us together. Just like any and every family, like we've had issues. But I was kind of more of like the most outspoken one out the bunch. So like when things hit the fan, my family tend to like brush it under the rug, let time pass, and then like don't ever talk about it. I've always been like the one like, why can't we talk about it? Like why can't we talk through it? Why can't we communicate? Um, so growing up, I've always kind of been like that. Um, what was the question again?
Just what molded you,
Oh yeah, oh
experiences
yeah, yeah.
that you went through.
Um, I've never really looked to like fit in. I've always just kind of danced to the own beat of my drum. Um, I've always been a right is right and wrong is wrong type of person. I've never have bit my tongue for shit. I stand up for what I believe in. I'm very passionate. Um, Obviously there's things in my life that have transpired to like that have molded me. We'll probably get that into that a little later. Um, like the typical stuff. You go through shit and it kind of turns you into something, and then you detour and it molds you into something else. You kind of metamorphosis.
Yeah, but the typical thing to you is not typical to everybody else. You know, so
I mean, it really just depends on who's looking at me.
yeah, everybody's gonna have a different perspective of you. But I guess what are some hardships that you can talk that you're comfortable talking about?
Hardships. I'm pretty open. So like a lot of things that have molded me are like obviously things that I've experienced in my lifetime. Um, I don't look like what I've been through, but I've been through a lot.
And
I've
mind you, like we're just going in sequence. So like things that happen growing up, you know.
Yeah. So as far as like my childhood, from like newborn to 14, I was pretty normal. I was My mom had me in beauty pageants since I was a baby. From beauty pageants, I then went to, like modeling casting calls and was like doing modeling stuff. All the way up until I was 12.
Do you win money from the pageants?
Mhm.
Like, do you win money from pageants?
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
wow.
everybody they had like you have trophies. I mean, just kind of like competitive like cheer and like gymnastics. Like you can win money, you can win prizes and like different trophies and stuff. So, and then you have your portfolio. So like if you do go into grow up to become a model, you have like all that to come along with it. So I did the modeling up until I was 12. And then I stopped that really by choice. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Um, and then 14 came around, good old 14. And I actually was raped at 14. I talk about this a lot on Bigo. It's taken me a long time to be able to get to a space where I'm actually comfortable with talking about it because before it was like a black veil and I would shut down and just cry. It would put me in a bad place.
And again,
Um,
like people have to understand that you do this for the intention of the people who are going through this. Because a lot of
right,
people
right,
just
right.
cry out, and it's like you're actually there to help these people.
Yeah, no, I actually speak about it. I've had people like stop talking about it. Like nobody wants to, and I'm like, no, like I'll never shy away from the things that I've been through because one, you don't know who has been through that and not spoken up and they just have that shit bottled up. You never know who is going through it and hasn't, told on their fucking predator, their fucking I don't even want to get into that. But and then like even the mental aspect that goes into play whenever you do fall as far as like a sexual assault victim, molested or actually raped. Um
How that, I guess, not in like a messed up way, but like just in an analyzing way, like would not the action, but like after, because I don't know if it was family, friend, but it's like, what is it that?
it was a family member. It was an uncle that got married into the family. Um which is kind of crazy because I was kind of like the aunt that he married was my favorite aunt. That's who I viewed as like my second mom. So when he came into the picture, it was like I was their kind of like their daughter. So like to even like put it into perspective, like you're kind of like a sick bastard. Like not only was I the victim, but like
Essentially your kid.
essentially your kid. So like to even like process that now at this big ass age. Like you were really a sick dude. But the mental I went through a lot because my family didn't believe me. I honestly dealt with that by myself. Like I had nobody. Like my mom would be like, "You don't cry like somebody who has been raped. You're not sad like somebody who has been raped. You." And it was like a lot of,
It's like she was trying to like question you, saying you don't show the
yeah,
characteristics.
right. And like to me, it was like, I don't want to cry every single fucking day to the point where I don't want to live because this catastrophic situation has happened to me. Like, why would you even want that for your child? So I I dealt with it on my own. I went to therapy. Coloring helped a lot. I guess that's what kind of like propelled my creativity. Um, and I just started expressing myself and creating things, and it helped. And then actually like talking about it out loud helped a lot as well. Um, and like to me, it's kind of like I like to help people like in any kind of way possible. So like to actually change my perspective into like not even change it because I was already that kind of person anyway. I've always been strong-willed and strong-minded that like I wasn't gonna let this situation even at this young ass age take over me. So I dealt with a lot from my family and they just couldn't understand. I guess my resiliency. Um,
So, what? Where's your family standing with you at this point? Because you said you talked to your grandmother. So you guys.
I do not talk to nobody in my family but my grandmother and my older brother. I mean, I talk to my little brother periodically, but he's in military, so you know it's kind of hard to keep communication with him. But I don't really talk to anybody in my family. That situation kind of messed up a lot as far as my relationships with everybody. Um, and then once I got older, I started seeing like how toxic my family actually was. That I'm just like, I don't really even like y'all for real. So I just cut everybody off.
So let's get into family. You have your
Hmm.
own.
I have two children. Yes,
How they doing?
they are great.
How was it? Growing up with them.
Growing up with London, I had London when I was pregnant at 20. I had her when I turned 21. I turned 21 in September. I had her in October. So, fun fact, nobody really knows this. I actually did not want to keep my daughter. I actually was going to give her up for adoption up until I was 7.5 months pregnant. I was like looking into adoptive families. I was kind of looking into it and I was like, no, like I really, mind you, like I didn't want to give my child or children the lifestyle that my mom gave me and my siblings. When I had my daughter was planned, when I planned her with her donor, um, it was like, okay, we're doing this. I never thought that he would do a complete 180 and leave. So then when reality kind of hit me, and I'm just like, damn, like I'm 21-year-old. I just became legal enough to fucking buy my own alcohol. I am now gonna be a new mom, a single mom at that. I'm living at my grandmother's house. Is this what I really want to give my child? That's not fair. Not to me, but it's not fair to her.
And that's a good thing
So,
to explain too, because a lot of people they do it, but it's because they're fucked up on drugs or they just genuinely just don't want the kids. You know,
right.
you're
So,
making that sacrifice. Mm.
right. So it was like, I don't want her to go through what I went through. I don't want her to struggle with me like I struggled with my mom. I don't want to be bouncing her from house to house to house to house to house, chasing a man. Like I had a lot of fears. I had a lot of trauma stemming from like my mother wound. Um, but I don't realize that until I'm becoming a mom myself. So I didn't want that for her. And it wasn't until I was turning 9 months that my grandmother, I still remember this, man. I remember what she was wearing. She was wearing a maroon fucking shirt with some purple fucking sweatpants. I was wearing a white shirt with some polo fucking boxers. We were watching a fucking novela. She was sitting in her chair next to me. I was on the couch. And it was cold as fuck outside. And we're talking about the baby and stuff. And she turns to me and she's like, "You really want to give her up for adoption?" And I was like, "Yeah, mom. Like, I don't want to give her the life my mom gave me." She was like, "Listen." She was like, "Whatever you choose to do, I'm gonna support fully. But the love that you seek so much from your mom, your child will love you unconditionally for the remainder of your days. And nobody ever in this world could ever take that away from you." I'm about to cry. When she said that, it was like a switch. Like, what are you doing? You wanted a baby so bad. How could you not? The day that I had her, you know how back in the day you used to like hold your wrist and like they would rub it or whatever and then like they'd like open it and your blood would like when I first heard her cry, mind you, I had a C-section. Um, I literally felt that throughout my entire body. It was so crazy, like the physical change that I felt at that moment. Like I was no longer just Gabby. I had purpose now. I had a reason to live now. I had the love that I seek from my mom. All in one little human. And adoption wasn't even in my mind anymore at the time. It was just like, give me my baby. Um, London is now 10. And she's so strong. She's so resilient. She's so much like me. She keeps me sane.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like, they got low personalities now. Like, what they up to?
She's she's amazing. And I don't say that just because she's my child. Um, she's funny. She has an attitude. God damn, she has an attitude. But when I need somebody to put me in my place, your kids, they be your own people. She will check the fuck out of me. Sometimes I have to be like, all right now, like, don't forget I'm still your mom. But she snaps me back to reality whenever I need it to. Like, that genuinely is my best friend. So, and then I had Legend when I was 27. Yeah. Um, London made me stronger, and I needed her in my life as far as like I was going through so much mentally. She was my backbone. Legend made me so much softer. And I don't even want to talk about Legend because Legend, he just makes me cry altogether. Um, he's great. He's 5. Um, he's a lot like me too. They're different to see like their personalities. London's very independent. She's very quiet. She's sensitive. So when she gets her feelings hurt, she'll shut down. I'm like that. But then my hot headedness, I'll turn up, and I'll go 0 from 100 real quick. I'll swing first and ask questions later. Legend is like that as well. I've tamed it, but it's crazy to see their different personalities. But it's amazing to see them interact and love each other as well too.
What are some funny stories about them individually?
And these stories, um, nothing really. Like my kids are actually real chill. They haven't really done anything.
Yeah,
Not
not funny in a bad way. Like you know,
no, 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 not in a bad way. Um, I don't know. Legend, he's a comedian. Like he will make you laugh. London, she's goofy funny. Like she just does shit and you just be like, what the fuck? Legend will make you laugh. Like hold your stomach type of laugh.
that's a fact. All right, so it's a kind of roller coaster, but
You
how
said a
are
roller coaster?
yeah of emotions, but how are the dads?
Um, London's donor has never met her a day in her life. I haven't seen that man since I was 13 weeks pregnant. Um, Legend's dad has actually raised London since she was 2 months old. So that's all she knows. Um, Legend's dad is by far, he has his moments where I want to choke him like Homer does Bart, but I could never stand 10 toes and be like, he's just a horrible father, because that's not the case. He will do for his kids. I I complain about him, but it's really more just principle. But like when it comes down to the kids, he does his job and he does it well.
All right. So I guess we can get into achievements, goals. You know, it could just be anything. And just talk
Um,
about you, cause we talked about some rough stuff. So let's start
yeah.
complimenting you a little bit.
So achievements, I actually have an LLC. That's something that a lot of people don't know. I received that in 2023. Um, for my skincare line, it has not launched. I'm still
What's stopping you?
life, life, 2024, life, okay? Like it beat me up. It stripped me of that. I feel like 2024 was my time where God was just like, sit the fuck down and be still. Be patient. I prayed for that for like 3 years straight.
Yeah.
And that was my year.
Speaking of that guy, how's your relationship with him?
It's great. I want to say in the past 2 years, it couldn't be any closer. I talk to him every day. Uh, I thank him even whenever I could just be saying like, "Why me?" Like it's always one thing after another. I feel like when you dwell on it and you're like, "Fuck, bro, it's one thing after another." Like I'm tired of this shit. Don't get me wrong, like I'm still human, and I always make fun, like, "Damn, God, like you forged my signature, dude, because I don't remember you giving me this pen to write on this dotted line to just be your strongest soldier. Like, no." But I've changed my perspective to just be like, why not me?
Yeah, because
I've
they
been
say
through
sometimes, when you're going through something, you taking away, or, you taking it from someone who can't handle it at that moment.
right. So why not me? I've already been through so much. Not saying that I want to just go through, shit, but it could be a weaker individual to go through it and not make it out. So I'm thankful for that. Not only for probably saving that person from going through it, but it's building blocks on my end. It's things that I need to go through, and I might not know the lesson right then and there, but I'm still thankful for it because I'm learning. So I talk to him a lot. I'm learning to be grateful in the past 2 years of still thanking him for the things that I go through, even if I have a million breakdowns. Thank you. Thank you because you're stripping me down and you're teaching me something that I need to know, but I need you to make up the message clear.
That's a fact. So I've been noticing that
Mhm.
you say a lot of things for other people. Who do you stand up for?
I stand up for a lot of people. Um, First and foremost, before anything, I'm not a yes man. So I'm just gonna put this out there. I stand up for what is right. I stand up for mm, equality to an extent. Um, I stand up for people that don't have a voice. I stand up for the people who are scared to speak up. I stand up for the people that aren't heard. I stand up for the people that like they have the message, they just don't articulate it well. Um, I stand up for what's right, what I believe in. I stand up for the people that just don't have the support system, you know.
What's your take on love?
That's my take. I love love. Um, I love hard by default, and I feel like that stems from my trauma of like wanting to be loved by my parents. That I didn't have that growing up. Now, don't get me twisted. Like my mom loved me. Yes, there was moments where I'm like, okay, I know this woman loves me, but like how I love my children, my mom was not loving me like I love my children. So love is a very action based feeling for me. A lot of people are, it's just a word, it's a feeling. But if you're not showing any action based off how this one four-letter word makes you feel, then is it really love? I don't feel like you have to be in a romantic relationship to love somebody and to show them that they are loved. Um, and it's the simple things. It's consideration. Consideration goes a long way. That's love to me. If you consider me, you love me for real in any aspect. Just like fucking Mo3 said. What does he say? What's the verse? Like everybody ain't your partner. So if you're behind my back, I need to know that you got it, even if I'm not in the room. Not only is that respect, that's loyalty, but that's also love. I feel like all those three go hand in hand. Um, I love love. I love to see it. I love to show it. I love to give it. Even the people that aren't really deserving of it, I'll still give it. My baby daddy always was like, Gabby, you love people too fucking hard. Like, are you not? You don't ever sit there and be like, maybe I should stop doing this. And the way I see it, it's like, no, why would I stop? Because at the end of the day, a person can say whatever the fuck they want to the public. They can paint this image and this narrative that I'm a villain in their story, and I'm cool with that. But deep down inside, they can never sit there and turn around and say, but that girl did not love me. That girl did not treat me right.
Alright, so different question. So
Hmm.
you can just snap into anywhere right now. Anything. What is a typical day? Like your dream day? What house are you waking up in? What cars in your garage? Like, what's going on your phone? Like your dream. And you just wake up and it's your way.
Okay, so my way for sure. Um, I would wake up to coffee, feeling the aroma of the house, feeling the house, the aroma of coffee in the house. Birds chirping, sunshine blazing through the window. The car in the driveway, I really don't even give a fuck. It could be a fucking magic carpet for all I give a damn, as long as it's getting me from point A to point B. Um, I'm not really materialistic, so like that really doesn't bother me. That's not major to me. My kids laughing and playing in the background, waking me up to like I love yous and you're so pretty, mommy, and we're so thankful for you. Um, in my world, it would be immaculate if people just can have common sense. That would be my dream, to
Okay,
just wake up and
let's
everybody
not
have
get
common sense.
delusional now. I'm saying,
um, I mean, I'm really not like high maintenance. It's really just the small things
yeah, but
that
I'm
make
talking
me
about a
happy.
selfish need. Like, I get you want to speak, but this is
Selfless. I'm not
but no, no,
selfish though.
no. But I'm saying you already took care of your people. Everything is already done. Like your goals, everybody.
If that's the case, well then I'm just gonna wake up and be like, "Hey yo, we're going on a trip. We're gonna go to Greece today."
And that is a good question too. Where would this house be that you're waking up in?
Um, Probably in Virginia. If I were to move anywhere in this world, if I were in the States, it would be to Virginia.
Yeah, not in the world.
In the world. Um, it would probably be either Greece or mm, probably Bali. One of the two.
Any particular reason?
Bali is very cheap. You can live a very extravagant life there on $1,000. Um, and it's beautiful, like just the scenery itself, obviously from pictures. Um, it's just beautiful. Like, how could you be mad? How could you ever have a negative day in the scenery like that? And then there's a lot of like spiritual healing, spiritual like retreats and stuff that take place there. Greece too. Greece kind of like the similar thing, but Greece it would be more so of like the romance there.
Message to your 14-year-old self.
You want to make me cry, huh? Message to myself. Um, you are not what you've been through. You are enough, and don't ever forget that. You have you will be growing up to be a very grounded, loving, considerate, passionate person. Um, you're also a great mother, and don't ever forget to value yourself, to put yourself first, and to love yourself.
Uh, who do you want to thank?
Well, first and foremost, God did. So I want to thank God for sure. Um, I wouldn't be here without him. I want to thank you. I want to thank you,
I knew that
obviously,
was
for
coming.
giving us this platform to even like speak and share our stories. Um, you've helped me in ways that you don't even know. I do also want to thank, I guess, what Singapore for creating Vigo and allowing us to meet people around the world from the comfort of our homes. Because I would have never met the people that I've met so far. I want to thank my best friend, Dawn. Girl, if you are watching this, I fucking love you. This girl has been with me through the good, the bad, and the ugly. She has been with me whenever I'm going through my million breakdowns and I'm ready to fucking fall off the face of the earth to where I am now, where I'm not whole completely, but I'm better than what I was 4 or 5 years ago. Um, and I want to thank all the beautiful little people that love and hate me. Love y'all.
Mostly hate. But yeah, that's it.
Mostly hate. That's funny. And I want to thank my kids. I'm gonna have to share this to my daughter
Yeah,
and
so
my
what,
son.
so what you got to tell them for?
I'm gonna cry.
Nah, because they watching.
They're gonna be like, "Mommy, you always cry." They're used to it. To my kids, I love y'all. London, you are an amazing big sister. You have taught me so much in your 10 years of living. Can't believe it's been 10 years. That's crazy. Um, you are literally my backbone, little girl. You are my best friend. I don't know what I would have done without you. I'm glad that I chose to be your mommy and keep you and love on you and hold you dear to my heart. Legend, you're always gonna be my Bubba, no matter how old you get. He lost his first tooth the other day, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to him for that.
Stop fucking growing so fast, my boy. I cannot take it. I can't take it. I was a mess. I'm on FaceTime bawling. I called you crying. I called my grandma crying. He lost his first tooth. Um, Bubba, you're my heart. I don't want to say too much because I'm a fucking ugly cry. You are my heart, little boy. Both of y'all are. I love y'all forever and ever. We always say these things. He always says, I love you. $100 million. In London, it's me, you, and Bubba against the world. I hate you for making me cry, so.
Oh, this is therapy. So
You said therapy?
yeah. Um,
A little bit.
your family. What you got to say to them?
Um, my family.
Like you now, not you in the like you as
My
you know
family
today.
now. Um, I really wish that y'all would stop seeing me as a 16-year-old rebellious kid and see me for who I am now. I'm a 31-year-old grown ass woman and mom. Um, I love y'all, but obviously I have to love y'all from a distance. I wish every single one of y'all nothing but the best. Um, my grandmother, Ama la quiero mucho.
Yeah, shout out grandma.
Shout out to my grandma because that lady there, I put that lady through a lot more emotional than, you know,
Yeah,
but I put her through a lot.
that's it.
It was hard loving on me growing up, especially, in the trauma years.
You don't got nobody else you want to shout out.
um, Shout out to my man. Um, do I have to say his name? I'm not gonna say his name.
Nah,
Thank you for being patient. You have been a pivotal moment in such a short amount of time. You have shown me that there are men that actually will show you what love is. Um, you're kind, and that in itself means a lot to me. Even whenever I'm spazzing, you keep your cool and your composure. It's appreciated. Um, I mean, I could go on and on, but I don't want to get all gushy and people be like, gross.
alright. Well, this is it. You have
Not-
anything that you want to shout out, like your brands, where they can follow you, next.
Yes, y'all can follow me at I'm that mom. Let me know if that's what the name is. Because I be changing my Instagram name. Yeah, I'm that mom.ll. That's my personal one. Go follow pretty.skin, SKYN, on Instagram. That is my business page. Um, the skincare line will be dropping 2026, fall 2026 for sure. We're manifesting it.
What the fuck? We just got to. You can do this in 2025.
No, 2026.
Okay.
I have a reason.
Copy.
Yeah.
Alright. That's it. Nothing else.
Um, no, I think that's it.
Alright.
Oh wait, no, 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 no. Shout out to fucking Indica, okay? I want to shout out this woman. Um, First day I met her, cool as shit. And little did I know, this lady is me in a different body. It's crazy. So shout out to her. I love you, girl. I love you. Puti, shout out to Puti, you know. Anonymous, shout out to my boy, of course, Sev. I love you, bro. Shout out to you.
Oh shit, my shit. So they gonna see this in a little bit. Oh wait, I'm banned. But alright, we good